This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, the drama slowly builds in a way only this show can deliver. Conversations carry weight, silences speak just as loudly as words, and every interaction feels charged with meaning. Secrets hover just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to break free, while emotions simmer in ways that threaten to boil over at any second. Throughout the week, loyalties are quietly tested, relationships are pushed to their limits, and power begins to shift in unexpected ways. What seems stable one moment suddenly feels fragile the next, and decisions made in private have consequences that ripple far beyond what anyone anticipates. Trust becomes harder to hold onto, intentions become harder to read, and the lines between love, ambition, and betrayal continue to blur. As the days unfold, tension doesn't rush, it lingers. Every look, every pause, and every choice feels intentional, reminding us that nothing in this world happens by accident. Just when it feels like clarity might finally arrive, the story pivots, leaving more questions than answers and setting the stage for even bigger fallout ahead. And by the time Friday arrives, the week closes on a moment that feels less like an ending and more like a warning of what's still to come. If you enjoyed this weekly recap, make sure to like this video to support the channel and let us know you're enjoying the coverage. Comment below with your thoughts, reactions, and predictions. What stood out to you this week, and where do you think the story is heading next? Don't forget to share this recap with fellow Bold and the Beautiful fans who love breaking down every moment, every secret, and every cliffhanger. And most importantly, subscribe so you never miss a recap, preview, or discussion as the drama continues to unfold. There's more tension on the horizon, more truths waiting to surface, and more twists that promise to shake everything we think we know. Stay tuned, because the next chapter is already beginning. Katie Logan Spencer steps into a new chapter with confidence, determination, and something she hasn't always had on her side, momentum. Launching her own fashion house isn't just a business move, it's a declaration that she's done living in the shadow of Forrester Creations and done waiting for validation from Brooke, Ridge, or anyone else who's ever doubted her. When she offers Dickie Sharp a job, it's not charity, it's instinct. Katie recognizes raw talent and untapped potential, and she sees in Dickie the same hunger to prove himself that's driving her forward. For Dickie, the offer couldn't come at a more critical moment. Being pushed out of Forrester after Thomas reclaimed his position leaves him reeling, stripped of both status and stability. Katie's belief in him gives him something Forrester never did: a future built on trust instead of hierarchy. Accepting her offer wouldn't just mean a new job, it would mean aligning himself with an underdog vision that challenges the fashion power structure in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer is right where he wants to be, by Katie's side. Their date isn't flashy for show, it's supportive, grounding, and intimate. Bill's presence sends a clear message that he believes in Katie, not just romantically, but as a businesswoman capable of standing on her own. That quiet confidence stands in sharp contrast to Ridge Forrester's cutting dismissal. By labeling Katie's fashion house a charity case, Ridge exposes his own insecurity, threatened by the idea that success might exist outside the Forrester name. Steffi's fury only adds fuel to the fire. Watching Dickie slip through Forrester's fingers while Katie rises feels like a double blow, one to her authority and one to the family legacy she's fiercely protective of. But anger won't stop what's already in motion. As alliances shift and old power dynamics are challenged, Katie's bold gamble sets the stage for a high-stakes rivalry. Whether Logan becomes a fashion force or a battleground, one thing is clear: Katie isn't asking for permission anymore, she's taking her place. The tension on this day of The Bold and the Beautiful simmers beneath the surface before erupting into moments that could permanently alter several lives. It begins with Sheila Sharp, whose mere presence is enough to unsettle an entire room. Her unannounced visit to Taylor Hayes isn't loud or explosive, but that's what makes it so disturbing. Sheila doesn't need threats or theatrics, her calm unpredictability is the danger. Taylor is left rattled, aware that Sheila's interest in her life is never innocent. Even after Sheila leaves, the sense that she's watching, waiting, and planning lingers like a warning that cannot be ignored. That unease bleeds directly into Taylor's growing connection with Deacon Sharp. What started as professional interaction has quietly evolved into something deeply personal, and on this day, the line is crossed in a way that can't be undone. Deacon asks Taylor outright how she feels about him, forcing her to confront emotions she may not be ready to admit, even to herself. There's tenderness between them, honesty, and the pull of two people who have both made mistakes and are searching for redemption. But Sheila's shadow hangs over every word exchanged. Loving Deacon doesn't just mean risking her heart, it means inviting chaos back into her life, and Taylor knows that better than anyone. Across town, another emotional earthquake hits when Daphne Rose announces she's leaving Los Angeles for Paris. The decision comes suddenly, catching Steffi completely off guard and sending shockwaves through Carter Walton's carefully constructed confidence. Carter insists that what he feels for Daphne is real, but reality is about to test that claim. For the first time, Carter faces the possibility that love might require more than patience and restraint. It might demand a bold, irreversible gesture. The idea of proposing isn't just romantic, it's desperate, driven by the fear that if he hesitates, Daphne will be gone for good. Meanwhile, Katie Logan Spencer is carving out her own future, one built on purpose instead of approval. Her bond with Dickie Sharp deepens as they connect over their shared passion for fashion, creativity, and second chances. Katie sees in Dickie not just talent, but hunger, the kind that fuels innovation. Offering him a place at her fashion house would be more than a business decision, it would be a statement that she believes in building something new, outside the long shadow of the Forrester empire. For Dickie, Katie represents opportunity and trust at a moment when both are desperately needed. By the end of the day, every storyline converges around the same theme: choice. Taylor must decide whether love is worth the danger that comes with Deacon. Carter must choose whether to fight for Daphne or let her chase her dream alone. Katie continues choosing herself, even if it means facing criticism and resistance. And Sheila, ever the wild card, reminds everyone that peace in Los Angeles is always temporary. As emotions deepen and futures hang in the balance, one thing is clear: these crossroads will shape everything that comes next. Today's episode delivered pure emotional chaos, shocking discoveries, and relationship crossroads that could change everything in Los Angeles. It all started with a moment Steffi never expected to see. Walking in at the worst possible time, she caught Taylor and Deacon sharing a close, emotionally charged moment. The tension was undeniable, and the shock on Steffi's face said it all. What she witnessed immediately planted seeds of suspicion and concern. Is this just a complicated misunderstanding, or the beginning of something that could seriously fracture her family? Steffi now carries a secret that could ignite a major confrontation. Meanwhile, across town, hearts were breaking. Daphne finally told Carter the words he feared most: she's leaving Los Angeles and returning to Paris. Carter was devastated. He pleaded with her to stay, trying desperately to convince her that their connection is worth fighting for. But Daphne stood firm in her decision, leaving Carter facing the possibility of losing the woman he's fallen for. The emotional stakes couldn't be higher, and desperation may push Carter toward a bold, life-changing move. As if the emotional tension wasn't already thick enough, Sheila made a surprising move of her own. She reached out to Lee, seeking guidance on how to improve her fractured relationship with Deacon's family, especially Taylor. Whether this is genuine growth or another calculated move remains unclear, but one thing is certain: Sheila's involvement always comes with unpredictable consequences. And then there was the spark between Taylor and Deacon. Their connection continued to intensify as Deacon pushed Taylor to finally confront and admit her true feelings. The chemistry was undeniable, the emotions raw, and the moment deeply personal, yet now dangerously exposed because of Steffi's unexpected discovery. Every storyline is colliding. Carter may be preparing to make a grand romantic gesture that could change Daphne's future. Steffi is left wrestling with what she saw and whether to confront the truth head-on. Sheila is once again positioning herself in the middle of fragile family dynamics. And Taylor and Deacon's growing bond threatens to shake multiple relationships at once. The question now isn't just what happens next, it's who will be brave enough to take the first step, and who will pay the emotional price when the truth finally comes out. Let's talk about what went down on The Bold and the Beautiful this Thursday, because emotions were running high, secrets were spilling out, and hearts were on the line. Steffi didn't hold back when she confronted Taylor about her growing connection to Deacon. As a daughter and a protector, she made it clear that getting involved with a married man, especially one tied to someone as unpredictable and dangerous as Sheila, could only lead to heartbreak and chaos. Steffi's warning wasn't just about Taylor's reputation. It was about safety, family, and avoiding another explosive situation. Meanwhile, Deacon found himself opening up in a rare moment of honesty. He confessed to Dickie that his feelings for Taylor go much deeper than he expected. He described her as someone who challenges him, inspires him, and makes him want to be better. Dickie encouraged him to pursue a healthier future and reminded him that Taylor represents stability compared to the toxic cycle Deacon has been stuck in with Sheila. But wanting change does not make the past disappear easily. On the romance front, Carter made a bold and emotional move by proposing to Daphne in a last attempt to keep her in Los Angeles. He hoped love could anchor her, but Daphne stayed true to herself. She turned him down, explaining that she is not ready for that level of commitment and that her heart still belongs in Paris. The rejection leaves Carter facing heartbreak and uncertainty about what comes next. Back with Taylor, the truth finally came out. She admitted to Steffi that Deacon truly is a remarkable man and that their connection feels real. At the same time, she understands the danger, the complications, and the fallout that could follow if Sheila discovers what is brewing. Taylor now stands at a crossroads between following her heart and protecting her peace. One thing is clear. The lines are being drawn, emotions are escalating, and consequences are coming. Will Taylor listen to Steffi's warning, or will love pull her into dangerous territory? Can Deacon truly break free from his toxic marriage? How will Carter rebuild after Daphne's rejection? And when Sheila inevitably learns the truth, who will be caught in the storm? Friday's episode delivered non-stop tension and emotional twists. Steffi stepping in to warn Taylor about Deacon added another layer of danger to an already complicated situation, especially with Sheila still very much in the picture. Taylor admitting her feelings, and choosing to step back, shows just how messy this storyline is becoming. Meanwhile, Carter putting his heart on the line and getting turned down by Daphne was a tough moment, especially with her choosing her life in Paris over starting a future together. That rejection could change everything for Carter moving forward. And then there's Sheila, who is clearly fighting to hold on to her marriage. Her confrontation with Dickie shows just how desperate she is to protect what she believes is hers. Add in Deacon admitting he's developing real feelings for Taylor, and you can feel a major storm brewing that's bound to shake up multiple lives. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Taylor should really walk away from Deacon, or are their feelings too strong to ignore? Was Daphne right to turn down Carter's proposal, or should he keep fighting for their relationship? And how do you think Sheila is going to react when she realizes just how deep Deacon's feelings for Taylor really go? If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this recap with another bold and the beautiful fan, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our daily and weekly updates. Your support truly helps the channel grow and keeps the soap community thriving. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next recap.